Welcome back to the Supernatural Podcast.
Soul Survivor!
Yeah, Survivor Season 10, alright.
So, only one character survived this episode.
Yeah, the Soul Survivor.
Only one character survived this episode. Who was it?
The Soul Survivor was random woman from the episode.
Yeah.
The only survivor of any episode is a random woman. They have such a high survival rate in this series. So we got two torture scenes this episode, if you count the flashback to the previous torture scene in the first episode.
Yeah.
It was abbreviated. They had a short torture scene this time.
Just remember your torture, Sam. Oh, yeah.
Well, there was the big revelation about that. There was the big revelation about that he coaxed Lester, the creepy guy from that Dean killed, into summoning a Crossroads demon because Crowley was off the radar and he couldn't find him, so he had to get someone else to summon him. And they had that funny scene in the flashback where he's hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
To get Lester to tell him how to do the Latin for the Crossroads spell. Like, he's hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
And I guess that's how he snuck up on the demon. He hid in the bushes and then jumped
I
her.
wish, Sam had decided, hide up in a tree and drop the net on her.
Yeah. Might as well have. So,
And he's like, no, waiting for the net to fall down, and they make the deal before the net gets her.
slow motion with the net falling. No.
So Sam's big thing this episode was moping in the bunker.
Yeah, they did.
And also curing Dean, but mostly moping.
Yeah, well, I did kind of like that they acknowledged how shitty he's been. Of course, they've all been shitty anyway, so it didn't... I mean, the Crossroads thing was over what they usually do, but...
Yeah, Deanman did make him think about what he did.
Yeah, so I did like they acknowledged that a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, parts of this were alright.
I like the music, too. I like the music track that they had going.
I love that Castiel is still driving despite having crashed.
Yeah, she made him drive again. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not any smarter either for still doing it.
Yeah, why? The two of them, surely they can piece this together. Guy dying should not drive the car. He has already crashed due to the fact he's dying.
No, you should just drive the car again.
No, you drive. Okay. Perhaps you should have
Drived.
Oops. That's a human word.
You wouldn't know about it. I knew about human words before it was cool.
I think you just used the incorrect grammar, Castiel. No, drived.
Yeah, she said that she didn't understand metaphors before using a metaphor. I mean, I don't know if it counts. She's like, oh, metaphors, that's not working. You using metaphors on me. And then we need to focus like a laser. That would be a metaphor. She immediately says that. They meet up with the companion of the angel they killed in the first episode who wants to get vengeance. And of course, she ends up dying.
Mm-hmm. Taken care of. I didn't understand when she's in Hannah's face and Hannah's all like, it was your fault he died. It's like, no, not really. It's kind of your two's fault coming in there with knives, planning to kill them. They didn't do what you said. Castiel really didn't seem that broken up about it.
No.
You think he wouldn't have liked getting Grace that way?
Well, they showed that he didn't like it, but they didn't touch on much of what he did with Crowley after, because Crowley wants him for some reason. Crowley steals the grace, kills the woman, steals the grace, gives
Which
it to
apparently
Castiel.
you can do just if you hold a jar near an angel while you slit their throat. Their
Yeah.
grace will just fall inside the jar.
Well, that could be one of his mysterious, as of this episode, powers that he
Yeah,
has.
or is just his magic skull jar.
Yeah. It looks like a vodka bottle or something.
Yeah.
Well, they had the subplot with Crowley being really bored in his throne room of hell as he reminisced.
Reminiscing about his Dean moments,
Yeah. I don't
which
know.
they have all of two.
It really seems like they're building it up like he was in love with them.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like
You
it
will.
because he's so sad about him being gone, and all the demons are questioning him about this.
Which, yeah, we got a in-depth scene of Hell's throne room, which is the basement of some bar or something like that. It
They
looks like
probably used that as a basement set many
Oh
times.
yeah, it looks like it'd just be a storeroom though underneath some kind of establishment.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, hopefully they don't know we're down here doing hell things.
Well, when you're doing like a heaven and a hell set, don't make it with windows out into the sunlight.
Yeah, like what
Because
the
there was
hell?
windows, like it was just daytime
Yeah,
outside.
there's a window there that made it just look like a basement. That
Yeah,
they're
like
just like,
cover
oh
up the
no,
windows.
make sure the people upstairs don't hear us doing our hell business. Oh, I'm gonna have to go down there and talk to that king of hell again. Ugh! Just kind of like hits on the floor. Hey, keep it down there.
It really was lame, and the demons were lame too because like he's punishing them all for allying themselves with Abaddon and all that, and then the one guy comes up like, "You're just gonna punish us? Like this is the treatment we get for killing for you?" Like because the one guy he's like, I don't know, you're damned for I don't know some reason. I'm not gonna come up with one. And then he's like, this is the treatment we get. Like I guess he had a really wrong image of what hell was before this. Like he
Yeah,
seems like it's really wrong that he's treated badly in hell, and so he kills himself by setting himself on fire.
better out of it.
I expected better out of it. It was so stupid. They were so indignant about it, and I kept like, it seems like really a lame way to do. Like there's dissension in hell. Like they don't need to act like there's some unfair thing happening to them. They're demons. All you gotta do is they want control, and they see this vulnerability in Crowley's soft spot for Dean. That's all you gotta do.
So there's one guy who's like, "Hey, I could be your new wingman. I like to party," and then Crowley just pulls out finger snap explosion powers,
Out of
just
nowhere.
blows the guy up. Like, oh, okay, that seems like it would have been useful before this, when you had to fight demons and stuff, but I guess you only have finger snap explosion powers if you're sitting on Hell's basement throne.
Yeah, well, and he didn't have them afterwards when he had to get the other dudes to kill demons.
Mm-hmm.
Double dead. I'm not really sure how this is like a worse punishment than being in hell, just killing them again. Are they just obliterated forever, or
Yeah.
are they actually sent to the real hell and not the basement?
You go to the real hell.
I got a feeling Santa's gonna be important later. He
That's,
seems like someone with some presence.
Crowley's gonna remember all his good times with Santa, which will be that one scene.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't even film some other fake scenes of the supposed time that happened between Crowley and Dean. It's like, what does Crowley remember? He remembers foosball
Hmm.
and them talking in the bar that other time. It's like, yeah, I guess that's about it because that lasted a whole episode and a half.
Well, and that's another thing that made the whole thing with Sam getting the guy to get the crossroads demon. It made it even dumber because he had to do all this because Crowley was so hard to find.
Hmm.
But he and Dean were at some random bar for 6 months. How hard could they have been to find?
Yeah.
They were getting caught on surveillance cameras and stuff. Well, Dean was.
Yeah.
Sam really didn't need to damn someone's whole soul to get to there.
Yeah, seems like Sam forgot everything. It's all because of that dog.
It's because the dog. They had that thing last season where he was mad at Dean because he saved him rather than just letting him die. And he said, if something happens to you, I wouldn't save you. And I
What's
thought
he
that was
doing?
he's saving him, and I thought that was a turning point because that I was glad that they had moved on from just like constant soul swapping to hell and back that was just monotonous because they didn't it just is same old same old,
Yeah.
and now it's exactly that
Hmm.
again. Sam is even more like Dean now, honestly. Like his lines could have been just swapped. Like if they'd swapped the characters, it would have seemed like anything else from other seasons.
Hmm. Well, it's pretty similar to like when Sam had no soul.
Yeah.
Just swap these lines for when that happened.
So, wouldn't it be great? Like, okay, so Sam cures Dean by doing the purification ritual or whatever. They were starting with Crowley, so they are inserting blood
He
into him.
didn't do that. He just shit blood into him.
That's what they were doing with Crowley. They were giving him blood to
Yeah,
turn
but he
him
wasn't doing that ritual that was killing him to do. He wasn't doing that.
He was doing the same thing. That remember when he had to do the trials, part of the thing was curing a demon, and they were trying it with him. That's why Crowley started to shift his personality,
Hmm.
and then they didn't finish it, and that's why he's went back to whatever. That's why he had the blood addiction.
What else did you have to do during that? Or was it just keep
I
filling
mean,
him with blood?
well, it didn't hurt him like it hurt Dean, and he mentioned that when he was talking to Castiel that it was weird. It may have to do with the Mark of Cain. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was the same ritual. It was just they actually finished it. They weren't sure if it would actually work since with Crowley they got interrupted.
Oh, okay.
But wouldn't it be great that they show that scene of Sam looking through Dean's empty, soulless bunker room, and he finds like some pictures and stuff, and then a partially eaten piece of pie
Yeah.
that's been
I
there
like
for months.
For a second, like Sam seems like he's considering taking the pie into Dean. It's just like
Yeah,
that pie's been sitting there for months.
I'm surprised it didn't have any
Here's
mold
this
or anything.
moldy bite of pie, Dean. You want to come back to the good side now? Ah,
Hey,
no.
there's some human Dean DNA left on this pie. If we use that, we can humanify him again. It's just crazy enough to work.
Sam puts back on his little doctor outfit.
Yeah, he had to do a doctor disguise to get some blood. The scene
Diagnosis Sam.
before he cured him when Dean got out, I thought that stuff was creepy.
Yeah, some of that stuff wasn't too bad at all.
Like when they had the red lights on and he was chasing him down with the hammer, that was creepy.
Yeah. And then Dean hit Sam in the head with the hammer. And then Sam just woke up back in his bed in college with his girlfriend. Like, oh, it's all a dream.
It's an infinite loop. But if that's how they cured Dean, I have a feeling there's going to be more complications. But if that's the initial solution
Yeah, like,
they're going for
I
now,
kept
that's really an
reading-
anticlimax.
Yeah, just filling him with blood and whatever. And then it's just like, yeah, I'm okay. It's like, I kept waiting for him to where he's blinking at the end in the last scene.
Yeah,
Or
I
his
thought they were
eyes
going to
go
twist
black
that.
again. Yeah, like dun, dun, dun. But then it's just like, no, he's all right, I guess. And if that's it, that's like, wow, you had 3 episodes. You're the demon.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I do think there's going to be more complications.
I'm thinking maybe he'll go into like demon mode once in a while,
Yeah.
and keep switching back and forth. Maybe.
I mean,
And
and I'm fine with that.
control.
Like, I don't want them to have to be like just fighting like all season because it could get monotonous, but it felt sort of like rushed.
Yeah, it felt rushed to get back to the status quo, basically.
They
So it's like,
surprised us with Castiel showing up in the last scene.
yeah, like, because, Castiel's trying to get to the bunker again to go meet up with them, and then it's like, oh, that girl finds them, oh, he's not going to make it, but then he actually did at the end to save Sam, whose ultimate plan was apparently to stand there and let Dean kill him. Like, I love this, that Sam and Dean, apparently these guys, hunters, blah blah blah, have no weaponry in the stupid bunker at all to just incapacitate a person. Like, this has never been a thought. No, not a single trank gun or a taser. They just only have lethal weapons or demon lethal weapons, but it must have been a thought at one point that they would have to non-lethally subdue someone.
Well, you'd think that the men of letters would have had an option for that, since they weren't violent, but they had to deal with the supernatural lot. You'd think they would have a plan.
Yeah, like I was thinking that especially, when Dean's breaking down the door near the end, when Sam had briefly locked him in the electrical room. And, if Sam had a trank gun, as soon as Dean broke that hole in there, it could have just been two, and then he's out.
Mm-hmm.
But they're too stupid to have anything like that on them, apparently.
Apparently, he should have drugged the pie and left out little pie bits on the ground.
Yeah, if he drank
like Reese's
pie,
Pieces.
that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Or
I don't know why he hadn't bought a real pie. Fuck.
I want to know why Sam didn't clean that up after so long. He just left the pie
Yeah,
there for
moldy
half a
pie.
year.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
Sam,
Because
you're
everything else
disgusting.
was so sterile and nothing amiss and nothing there. It seems so unhomely.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's random piece of pie. I mean, I guess there were some pictures there. There were some photos on the thing too, but
Yeah, but a lot of the rooms are like that, and it doesn't really ring true with those two living there.
well, yeah, the whole point of it was they're we finally have a home. They never really had a home since their mom died. So
Yeah, so why haven't they really personalized this place more than it is at this point? Because it still basically looks pretty similar to how it did when they first got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why doesn't Dean have posters or anything, guitars around?
I guess when he's fighting evil, he never thinks to
Car
stop and get some
things.
yeah, a car bed.
Yeah.
What if Sam left out pie pieces for him that led to a box with a stick in it?
Sam could just have pictures of the dog.
He has it framed.
It's just a giant picture in the conference room, a giant dog picture. Oh, so this is the dog you left me in purgatory for, huh, Sammy? Yep.
Who's the real monster, Sammy? You are! My dog would never call me a monster!
Whoops, lost my soul again.
Oh well. Those things are slippery. They're so easy to lose. That was another thing where he was more interesting without a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame about the Grandpa Campbell thing, but...
Well, family's what they're all about, which is why they don't care about him or their fucking dying in hell other brother.
Look, family is more than blood, except...
I love when they brought it up. Family's everything to us. Yeah, just like our brother Adam, huh?
Family is more than blood, except if you're Castiel. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, it was nice that Castiel at least got there this time, but then
How
Hannah
much-
had to wait in the car.
You're not allowed in the bunker, Hannah. This is a girl-free zone.
Yeah, seriously, what the shit was that?
They didn't have the actress for those scenes.
Uh-huh. But it's awkward as shit. It's just I got this other angel in the car waiting.
Yeah.
What? Did Sam walk out there and wave it to her, at least in the car, as he was going to go get pies and liquor?
How much you want to bet by the next episode, Castiel's already going to be on the road again? This is just him and Hannah on
Oh
the
yeah.
road season.
Yeah, I won't be surprised at all. I'll be surprised if he's still there, really. It could just briefly start with them like, well, I gotta go. Hannah's still in the car. It's been a few days.
I cracked a window for her, but I don't know.
I should probably go check on her.
Oh, she's dead. Anyway.
Oops.
Yeah, they're continuing with this romance thing. He's telling Hannah that they should not be distracted. And she's getting the vapors looking at him.
She doesn't understand that reference.
Like a laser. Oh, they had the stunning twist at the end.
Of someone killed people on the ceiling.
Duh! That means nothing. It means absolutely fuck all. Why did they bother?
Because Castiel set it up with everything seems to be relatively quiet right now.
Oh no, redheaded lady. With some people on the ceiling.
Maybe it's Abaddon.
Yeah, alright. If it's just Abaddon and Metatron again, like, fuck.
Yeah, just do the same thing.
Because they keep hinting that they're gonna bring Metatron back. They brought it up again.
I'd rather it be something clearly that's not an angel or a demon that they have to go after this season, but that's
That ain't gonna
hoping
happen.
beyond hope. Yeah, once they introduce them, they can never go to something else again, except the Leviathans, sort of.
Leviathans were more threatening because there was the
Because they
unknown
were
element
different.
to them. Yeah, because there was the unknown element. They didn't know how to fight them with demons, just sort of ho-hum.
Yeah, it's been one of the better seasons, except that's where they killed Bobby, too, and then
Yeah.
they killed part of their show.
Yeah. Yeah, and they reminded us of that. They had the picture of Bobby in there.
Yeah.
So, overall, what'd you think of this episode?
Not bad.
I
Not
agree. It was
great.
an improvement, but it wasn't. There were still some missed opportunities, I think.
Like you said, there was some funny things like Sam hiding in the bushes and stuff. And considering taking that 6-month plus piece of pie into Dean.
Dean has a really emotional attachment to pie, you know.
Yeah.
He had his busty Asian beauties magazines as well, you know. Maybe
Yeah.
those could have stirred up some human memories in him. Yeah, so if they continue like this, I think it could be okay.
I'm still just disappointed they didn't do more with the Dean and Crowley actually being teamed up thing before they got to this point.
He might use whatever he wants Castiel for to maybe get Dean back on his side. I think because Dean's probably going to be riding the line, I think it's going to be sort of Crowley trying to tempt him to the dark side again.
Mm.
That's my thinking anyway.